Hello, fellow Helldivers. Thor here, sitting at top of one of the hardest hikes in the United States, and doing so because I carried a pizza the entire way up and I'm enjoying it. That being said, we're going to be talking about the invasion of Cyberstan. Now that we've explored into the gloom, that should be the next major plot point of what we can be expecting when that happens. We're also going to go over a little bit about the presidential election because it might tie into it. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, Helldivers, as most of you know, we have ventured into the gloom. It was our first time being an offensive force going really deep into enemy territory, and Terminids were the first up. But the automatons seem to be very, very close behind. In fact, Iron Sights, if you watched the video we talked about the other day, seem to be working on, or will in the very near future, construct a Death Star-like object that has the capability of blowing up a planet. I've said it before, but this definitely needs to come with the Star Wars collaboration. Now, with that coming, this is all, tied into the issues where Illuminate actually invaded Super Earth, because something pretty bad happened when that did happen that some of the Xbox players may not be aware of, and there's going to be a very cool feature regarding that. But let's go back to that Illuminate invasion of Super Earth. And all this happened, the Super Earth president was unfortunately lost defending Super Earth against the Illuminate. And with a plot twist that no one really saw coming, we thought we were going to be able to elect the new president. However, presidential authority was placed in the Ministry of Defense until a secure and managed election could be held. The new president of Super Earth has been sworn in following a landslide victory managed election. But with Act 1 concluding and a new Super Earth president, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming in the future that we could actually still be looking forward to that's right around the corner. Interestingly enough, Ironsight actually went ahead and showed us with the sudden death of the Super Earth president. I thought I should revive some of the old presidential election leaks, and it has, 3 different candidates. They all had perks, and it looks like that's going to be something that actually comes in the near future. Maybe the government gets overthrown or something happens, but those are still in the game files. You can actually see it directly for yourself, so that is something that you're going to want to be aware of. Ironsights also let us know about this is also something that you're going to want to know. Multiple factions can attack a planet at once. With the addition of the mega city system, each city can be individually targeted by a different faction, making it possible for a planet to be invaded by multiple factions at once. So we're going to have multi-faction warfare, and it looks like something pretty interesting is going to be happening with, well, Cyberstan, which we've talked about on this channel before. Democratic Statistics on Twitter actually went ahead and posted something pretty breaking. Super Earth's activity reported on Cyberstan. Sea troops have reportedly landed on Cyberstan with mysterious goals. No, the planet has returned to normal, but what could this mean? And when we look at some of the images, we see Sea reinforcement planetary control impact per hour. Along with that, the enemy is scattered. The planet is ripe for swift liberation. And for some odd reason, it even shows one Helldiver there actually deployed. In fact, the homeworld of Cyberstan, there's been gameplay uploaded on YouTube. It was taken down by Sony actually, but it does show the Illuminate homeworld, and it will have mega cities there as well. In fact, Ironsights let us know about new factory planets slash hubs that the automatons are going to be getting that are likely going to be related to that super weapon we just talked about a couple minutes ago in the video. And a part of me is wondering, with that multi-factional warfare, the new presidential election, well, if we're keep pushing into, well, the gloom with the Terminids and we eventually go to Cyberstan, maybe all those factions actually surge towards Super Earth, then we get a planet attacked by multiple different factions, as Ironsights pointed out, and then something might happen bad on Super Earth where then we elect a new president. Along with that, there's been a lot of speculation of what would happen if we had actually lost the war, because it was not a guaranteed win. Well, Asunder, a data miner, actually said we would have had to find a new Super Earth HQ. It would be called New Super Earth, and we'd have to go on a whole reclamation arc to reclaim a brand new planet, which I think is pretty cool. But there was also a Coretta Kelly broadcast that got leaked. It doesn't have any of the audio, but it has all the subtitles so you can see what would happen. And this is what would have happened if we had actually lost the war for Super Earth and what it would have meant. Particularly interesting about that broadcast is that if we had actually lost the war for Super Earth, it does appear that the president actually survived rather than being killed in action. So that being said, we are, actually having a new president. And with those elections that we talked about briefly before, there are some candidates that Ironsights let us know about, and we're going to just cover the perks in case you haven't heard of them before. And there are 3 distinct options that we know of so far. And if you guys want to see some of the data mine videos in their complete and full form, I'll go ahead and play them right here. Keep in mind there are some spoilers, especially when it comes to the automatons and what we're going to do to them eventually. But without further ado, I'll play that clip, and so we get a better idea of what we're going to be voting for. Ironsights on his Discord said, just wanted to look for some new presidential leaks, small changes, nothing too big. However, he did say something about a voting terminal being set up. It was asked, so I'm assuming voting for presidents runs on the same type as UI as weapon stats. And he said, yeah, lol, similar UI. Likely this little voting terminal that gets set up. And well, there will be a terminal on our ships apparently. Hopefully this is when we get the new tier 6 progression. But regardless of that, we will have a voting station for a Super Earth president, which is likely going to be a major story point. But there are actually 3 candidates in the files, and we're going to go over what each candidate can do, how they are going to function in the game, and what Ironsights has let us know about them. Such as, this is going to be one of the presidential candidates right here, Winston Richmond Jr. Sr., which is just confusing. But regardless, he gave us some background information, such as this gentleman will be a part of the Justice Party, ulterior corporation, and focuses on medical policies, which I did not actually expect. There will also be slogans for each candidate, such as tier 1 for this gentleman is going to be justice for all cannot exist without the all. Tier 2 is by focusing on medical advancement, you can get more you out of you, and tier 3, Super Earth can defeat any foe so long as its citizens are dedicated to the cause. Your vote, our protection. I kind of wonder if this will be part of the clan stratagem that actually brings down the med packs if we elect this guy. I think maybe each candidate brings in its own firepower depending on who we elect. Now, going on, there is going to be this lady right here, known as Gun Ingbrit Morgensdorter. I probably absolutely butchered that. Anyways, they are part of the Freedom Party. The Stroman Corporation is who they belong to, and they focuses on the right to bear arms, which, kind of is given away by the giant image of the weapon she's holding. Her slogans are, as long as the alien menace thrives, we can never truly be free. Tier 2 is a gun in every hand means a soldier in every home, and tier 3, there exists nothing in this galaxy more powerful than a well-armed citizen of Super Earth. So I imagine she is going to be bringing some weaponry if we elect her. The third and final candidate is this lady right here holding a baby with the Helldivers onesie or binky, and she is known as Dayu Hatchet. She is part of the Prosperity Party, the Permacure Corporation, and focuses on the expanse and wealth of Super Earth. Their slogans are tier 1, when we expand, we earn, when we earn, we expand. Tier 2, in knowledge lies power, in power lies prosperity, and prosperity lies freedom. Tier 3 is also prosperity means better weapon. Let me know down below, guys, what are your thoughts on Cyberstan, some of the presidential elections, and also don't forget to check out the video on the top left corner, which is my new outdoor channel. Until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.